What's up, Texas Rangers fans? Welcome back to another video on the Texas Rangers Report. The MLB Draft is right around the corner, so I am breaking down a bunch of MLB Draft prospects for you guys. I've already done videos on Jordan Lawlar, Jack Leiter, and Henry Davis, and now today I am coming with a Khalil Watson video. He is one of the top prep shortstops in this draft class. He's actually one of the top players in this draft class. I know a lot of you guys probably don't want Khalil Watson, but we do have to consider it because the Rangers are considering drafting Watson. The top guys that the Rangers are considering drafting is Jack Leiter, Marcelo Meyer. That's given if he falls to us, if the Pittsburgh Pirates don't take him. Jordan Lawlar, Henry Davis, I think there's a chance, and Khalil Watson. I mean, you never know. Maybe we take a Kumar Rocker, but those are the guys they have been rumored to take. I think Khalil Watson would be an under-slot guy. So, if in case you guys don't know, there's a slot value assigned to every single pick in the draft class. So, I think a guy like Jack Leiter, since the Boston Red Sox want him so much, I think if the Rangers want to draft him, we have to give him over slot money. But a guy like Jordan Lawlar, the local Texas kid, I think he might sign for slot value, and that might be a good deal for the Rangers. Although guys like Henry Davis and Khalil Watson, I think those guys are under slot type of guys. Kind of like in last year's draft class, the Baltimore Orioles selected Heston Kjerstad. He wasn't the best player on the board, but he was under slot. And you're asking, why would a team take an under slot player? That's so the team has more money to spend on players later in the draft, because you always have people that fall in the draft. So ultimately, the goal of an under slot pick is to get as much talent into your organization, but an argument could be made that you're missing out on one of the top tier players by not drafting like a Jack Leiter or a Jordan Lawlar. So that could be a consideration right there, but Khalil Watson's still talented. He could be a 5-tool player when it's all said and done. Right now, he's hitting for a little bit of power. He's having a solid hit tool, but some people think he's a little over-aggressive in his approach. He is on the smaller side. He's only 5'9" and 178 pounds. If you look at different sites, you might have him a little bit taller. He also weighs a little bit less on different sites. So it's just on which sites you go to. But I think he is a little bit over-aggressive and a little bit pool happy to make up for his lack of size. So that is a little concerning for me. And you also have to think about it. If he starts toning down on his aggressive approach, will he still have the pop in his bat? And there is concern if he can actually stick at the shortstop position. He is super athletic, so I wouldn't be surprised if he was able to. But I mean, he has a plus arm, he's a plus fielder, a plus runner. But I wouldn't be shocked if he had to move to center field or if he had to move to second base. Those are things to consider as well, because once he fills out his body a little bit more, he might lose a little bit of his twitchiness, or he might lose a little bit of his speed. So you never know with guys if they are going to be able to stick at that position for a long time. Like Marcelo Meyer, I think he's a guy that can stick at shortstop for a long time in the league, but kind of like Corey Seager, once they get into their middle age, like 30s, they might have to move to third base. And I think just with Khalil Watson's size, I think he might be like a utility type of player, like a Marwin Gonzalez, but hopefully with a better bat. So I feel like if the Rangers were to take Khalil Watson, this could be a risky pick. He definitely has upside. I mean, he's been on the rise as of late. But I think a lot safer pick would be a Jordan Lawlar or a Jack Leiter. Those are my 1-2, Jack Leiter, Jordan Lawlar. And then if you wanted a safe under-slot pick, it would probably be Henry Davis. But I'm definitely having to touch on this because he could be the number 2 overall pick for the Texas Rangers. The Rangers have been scouting him for quite some time. So you never know. If the Rangers were to draft him, it's not like I want to see him fail. I definitely want to see him succeed because there is potential with him, but there definitely is some risk involved. So let me know what you guys think about Khalil Watson. Do you guys think he can stick at shortstop? And do you think he can be a 5-tool player when it's all said and done? And if you look at some of the players in the league nowadays, there are some small players that have been able to get it done. You have Pudge, one of our own. You have Jose Altuve. And I know there was trash cans involved, but he's still a good player. You have Dustin Pedroia. You have Mookie Betts. You have Marcus Stroman. There's a ton of people, so his size could be a concern. But there is still potential. He could still be an impact player, and it could save us money for another impact player later in this draft. So let me guys know what you think in the comments section down below. Thanks for staying to the end of the video, and I'm excited for draft day. It's right around the corner. We get to add new talent into the organization, hopefully help the big league club down the road. But with that being said, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.